Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Merry good evening. Hello, 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 hello. Ati maombi leo, please. The only problem with having you guys on speaker is because you guys are busy cooking, others are doing homework as they listen to the webinar. So just 1 second. Yeah. So Mary, please pray for us silently. Because when we start unmuting people, it becomes a challenge. And tonight is going to be one of those evenings that I personally am very, very excited about and very honored to have these powerful ladies with us this night. And I am also putting myself in the list of powerful women because, we are discussing imposter syndrome, among other things, and the reasons why women don't really lift their hands when it comes to opportunity. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for joining us. I hope you're here with your significant others if you're married. I hope you carried your boyfriend you asked your boyfriend to listen in, your brothers, your fathers, everyone who is in this community, because we must coexist and there is no one solution to one person. We actually have to work together. And the conversation tonight is actually important to all of us. So I am very excited and looking forward. Right. So welcome to Get It Right with Atara Solutions. If you're logging in for the first time, thank you very much for making the time to be with us tonight. And my name is Grace Nzula. I'm an HR consultant and trainer with Atara Solutions. You are tuned into a program we like to refer to as Get It Right with Atara Solutions. Now, Get It Right with Atara Solutions is a webinar series that seeks to demystify issues in employment and entrepreneurship. We are having this conversation tonight because it's International Women's Day week, and we are here. In fact, when I sent out this flyer, I know, Peggy, you can agree with me that we got a beating in one of the HR forums that we are not being inclusive. But I hereby, with no apology, was excited to have a women-only panel tonight. Just allow us to have this week, eh? Our brothers and husbands and friends, allow us to just celebrate this week. Eh? We are going to work together in other ways, but tonight, just allow us be here and just learn how to actually even lift our hands. And for that reason, we have a wonderful, wonderful lineup of speakers. And of course, allow me to give a shout out to our partners who support us and make us at least enable us to run these programs every week. Without them, I don't think we'll be able to do much, to be honest. So it's really just an honor to just give them mentions because they have really been there for us. Right. So we have Pathway Solutions Services. Pathway Solutions is a HR consulting and training firm. They have a lot of trainings and content on their website. Actually, they run an LMS. LMS is a training management system. So you can log in. Actually, for the followers of Get It Right with Atara Solutions, you actually get a discounted rate to train with Pathway Solutions. And after you are done, because this is learner regulated, or you learn by yourself, then after you're done, you do a simple test, and then you'll get a certificate, which is really, really interesting because you can learn when you have time. And especially for those who are busy, Pathway Solution Services have an excellent solution for you. We have Profiles International. Profiles International are the people. They actually offer Genius certified emotional intelligence coach. So if you want to become a coach in emotional intelligence, then the time is now. Please join Profiles International for their next intake. Then if you want to discover your personality, they also have wonderful personality tests. And they'll be able to guide you on how the kind of people you work well with and the people, your gray areas and the areas that you need to improve on probably. Then we have Star Discover. Star Discover are insurance guys. If you're looking for motor insurance, medical insurance, among other things, Star Discover will be your people. We are actually having them to guide us on the 19th. That is the weekend, the Tuesday after next. They're going to teach us on how to pick the best insurance, on what to look out for when you're actually looking for insurance. So keep it here on Get It Right, and that's where you get that information. We also have Elsamere. Elsamere is a hotel located in Naivasha. If you're looking to take a vacation, solocation, whatever vacation that you want to take, then Elsamea is your place. We are planning a road trip there in May. Please be on the lookout for the flyer and more details. We have Steadfast Quality Solutions. Steadfast Quality Solutions is a HR and PR company in Kampala. And this is a company led by Herbert Zake. Herbert Zake, thank you so much, my friend. You have been living the true essence of being a friend. Thank you very much for sharing our flyers in Kampala and also for linking us up with wonderful ladies like Christine. And then we have Ndovu. Ndovu are the investment guys. If you're looking to invest your money, then Ndovu will be your people. We have CPF Consulting. CPF Consulting are a training and also financial services. CPF Consulting have actually a training happening on HR for non-HR. If you're looking to advance your Excel, they are also offering that. And then they also have a leadership summit coming up. And then they also training your boards. So CPF Consulting for all your training needs as well. Then we have Nile Front Cottages. Nile Front Cottages is one of the most beautiful places I have been to in Jinja, Kampala, or rather Uganda. It is so beautiful. The view is, you actually have a view of Lake Victoria, and then you get to like 5 minutes, you get to where Lake Victoria meets River Nile. It's such a beautiful place with wonderful views by God. It is just, if you're wondering where to go for your honeymoon, or just somewhere you want to treat yourself, then please make your way to Nile Front Cottages in Jinja. You can actually drive there. I was there in December and we went by road. It was amazing. All right, and then we are going to Rwanda. Let's go to Rwanda, my people. There's the Africa Transformation Leadership Workshop happening from the 18th to 22nd of March in Kigali, Rwanda. And if you guys want to just, please, we were told this year is a year of difference. These things of you are just staying around one place. The people of Tanzania, let's go to Rwanda. The people in Rwanda, stay there, we are coming. Please be better hosts or be nice hosts to us. And the people in Kenya, let's go to Rwanda. Let's go and experience a different culture. Let's go and experience different people. And also, let's go and expand our network. So this is happening from the 18th to 22nd March. And you are welcome. For people who are not in Rwanda, it's $1,500, which is inclusive of hotel, accommodation, transport, and tours and visiting, because they have different excursions. There are places where you're visiting every day, and then there's also learning while at it. But for the people in Rwanda, it's $500 for class, transport, and tours for the visit. So please, you guys, let's go to Rwanda. Let's experience a different culture. And then my favorite part of this week, we are ending this week with a wonderful, wonderful breakfast on Saturday. This is going to be at Windsor Golf Hotel and Golf Club. This will be taking place on Saturday from 8:30 a.m. And our theme is labor of love and leadership. And we'll be discussing things like a woman's worth in a man's world and where is my bra, good people. And this conversation is actually open for both men and women. We have wonderful speakers like Eunice Nyala, Sarah Richson, Dr. Ada Shikanda, Liz Ntonjira, and I myself, moderator of choice, will be there. And of course, Richard Magoma, who will be our MC. So if you have nothing else, if you have always wanted to attend a certain event, please make sure you attend this one, because it's just going to be for goals. I can tell you that for a fact. So yeah, save the date and make sure that you show up by then. Now, allow me to just say this. If you have a question during this conversation, please put it on the Q&A so that it's easier to follow, and also the speakers are able to also follow through. I can see, I'm glad to be here. Greetings from Kampala. Winnie, thank you very much for joining us. And of course, we have our wonderful, wonderful speakers tonight. Allow me to also just introduce a couple of them as we wait. I don't know whether, Judith, your network has worked out. But with us tonight is Christine Cheyune Kawoya. I hope I got that right. She's the managing director and co-founder of Greenlight Investments. She's highly networked banker, extensive knowledge in strategic leadership, advisory services, product development, and project management. She has over 15 years experience heading units at Stanchart. And she has served in boards like in Jubilee Health Insurance, Opportunity Bank, MEMPRO, which is a mentoring and empowering program for young women in Kampala, and Kampala District Board. Hey, mommy. I want to be you when I grow up as well. But that is really, really amazing. We are honored to have you tonight. And for that reason, allow me to ask you to just say hello to the people. As I don't know whether Judith, your internet has worked. Judith, can you hear me?
Hello, good evening to you all. Happy to join you this evening. Grace, thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you so much, Christine, for joining us. Judith, I can tell you can't hear me. I don't know whether the phone did not work out. But I know, Jennifer, a lot of people are waiting to hear from you. Allow me to put you on the spot and allow you to introduce yourself as I try and call Judith to find out what's happening.
Okay. Thank you, Grace. Good evening, everyone. I give you a high five wherever you are. And this is going to be a fun evening. And to every lady that is here, happy International Women's Week. My name is Jennifer Karina. I am a life leadership and legacy coach, and I am a mother, a wife, a grandma, and the executive director of Anchor Relationship Network, where we support teams and individuals, fulfill their full potential. Every day, what I do is help individuals to design their life and become the best version of themselves. And so I thank you for coming in, and I look forward for the engagement. And
Thank you very much, Jennifer. Jennifer, I love, you know what Jennifer taught me? Love passionately. You have not told us that word.
All right. I believe that every individual needs to live purposefully, love passionately what they do and who they engage with, and thrive unapologetically because you deserve it.
So I am taking our hashtag today is thrive unapologetically. Yes.
Yes.
And up next is Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you can probably also introduce yourself.
Hello, good evening. Oh, I'm pleased to be here and thank you, Grace, for this invitation. We are glad to discuss this evening for this topic, professional and person. So I'm called Jocelyn Wamahoro. I'm Rwandese by nationality. I'm a mother of 3 kids. I'm a wife. I'm also a director of HR in energy sector, Rwanda Energy Group. So that means I combine the 3 big roles and eager to discuss further, deeper about it. Thank you, Grace. Waiting for you guys for this evening and discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jocelyn. I know Judith is really trying with the network, and when she's ready, she's gonna let us know, and then she can introduce herself. I don't know whether you have a quote for us, Christine. I know you are a woman in leadership. My God, I read your profile and I was like, hey. Yes. Christine, what do you have for us tonight?
Thank you, Grace. Tonight, I'd just like to urge the women to be authentic, be yourself in everything that you do. And know it is only you who can determine your happiness. That is what I live with. Thank you.
Excellent. Am I on mute? Okay. Excellent. I think we can jump onto the conversation of the day. I can see CPF Consulting is saying 5% discount on the data protection training happening next week. That is from 13th to 15th at Naivasha by CPF, training and consulting for participants coming through this forum. So if you wish to take part in the data protection, you'll get 5%. Just tell them you want Get It Right to the Tara Solutions and you'll be good to go. Thank you very much for that, Alpha. Now, allow us to start off this conversation and remind our audience, if you have a question, please put it on the Q&A. It will make it easier to follow through. But at this point in time, allow me to ask Jocelyn, So we've had a lot of challenges about, I don't know whether you experience the same challenges in Rwanda the same way we experience in Kenya, or Christine in Rwanda, but what are some of the challenges that women face around here, and when it comes to us, to the balance between career aspirations and family demands? Maybe you can share your insights.
Thank you, Grace. I'm really pleased to share with you the insight about challenges that we are facing in East Africa, both for us women, both for our private life as mother, as wife, and also professional. We have to discuss about it. So the challenges, let me first start by thanking the statistics that I got. It shows that in East Africa, we are increasing in education. Women in education, they are increasingly the number very perfectly, and also they are contributing in our economy, East Africa. However, we need to discuss about challenges that we are meeting every day. The primary hurdles women in East Africa face, attempting to balance our career perspective with family demands, includes so much, but I'm going to highlight some. First of all, I would start by limited access to flexible work arrangements. When I see women in East Africa, all of our countries, either Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, you can see people, we are starting our work from 8 to 5. Flexible arrangements is really missing in our countries. So I counter this as a very big challenges, because when you have kids to care of, when you have those tasks at your home, it is very, very challenging. You are tired, you don't have that energy to take care of your family, your kids. So maybe if they can allow us to work flexibly, flexible arrangement, you work from home, you see your home and you work as well, I think that will be a very perfect arrangement. So I see this as a big challenge in East Africa. As well, I can talk about workplace discrimination and lack of supportive work policies. If I look at around in Rwanda, you can see organizations lack policies that can support women at work. I don't know, I think in East Africa, it is still lacking. Yes, we are pushing. There are so many organizations trying to adapt, but we are not yet there. That means we have to balance our supportive, using our supportive work policies. If you can see, managerial positions are men dominated. Why? Because we still have that discrimination. Maybe there are sectors that you can see maybe female starting to dominate men in senior managerial positions, but are not many. That means we need also that policies to strengthen, to push, to motivate women to be there in leadership. Also technical positions. If now I'm working in the energy sector, you can understand engineers. When you hear engineers, you are like, those are men. You understand, those are men. So we're still experiencing that biases on side of women cannot be engineer. Even though you are engineer, you can be in middle, but you cannot reach that C-suite level as an engineer, as a woman engineers. So this is a very barrier that we are still looking around, that we are still counting in so many countries here in East Africa. Let me talk about let me talk about socially entrenched roles, gender. You can see women, we come from work, we are very tired, but yet homework, from home, breastfeeding. There are roles that we still talking, those are for women, those are for female, those are for mothers. That means even though you go home, you know, breastfeeding those kids, you see homework for kids, it's for female. You will go to kitchen to see how it is going, everything. Those we are encountering so many activities that is called for women. Why do we call it so for women? Maybe men can also work the same activity as me, but it is not yet there. In East Africa, maybe, who knows, maybe around here. And also, I can't negligate the work women. I can't negligate.
I mean, Jocelyn, we may need to move on to now the workplace, yeah? Just hold that thought and
Yes.
we're going to come back. I don't know, Judith, are you able, can you hear me? Maybe you can speak without your video on. Judith? Can you hear me, Judith? Okay. I think she's logged out and logged in back again. All right, no problem. So, Jocelyn, you've talked about our role in the kitchen. You've talked about some careers that are now not. The perception is that they are not for women. There's also some roles. The perception is that that's not for men. There are some roles that in the society it is expected that is a woman's role and not necessarily any other person's. And those are real situations. I agree with you. But now, Christine, you have been a leader in quite a number of positions. I mean, you sit on boards and you have been a leader quite a lot. And you've seen about the interaction of culture and societal expectations. How do these things influence career choices and aspirations for women in East Africa?
Thank you, Grace, and good evening once again to our audience this evening. Leadership and the cultural norms. As women, we are probably held back because of this, but what makes me happy is that we're breaking the barriers now. We have broken and we've gone to the C-suite. We have been there. Culture expects us to remain at home, like Jocelyn was discussing, to remain at home. Many of us have said, we shall not remain at home. We shall go out there. We shall have a voice. We shall be represented. How do we come out? And probably before I go any further, I would like to share something that Melinda Gates indicated one time. She said, be a woman with a voice. And a woman with a voice is defined as a strong woman. But as such, to find that voice can be remarkably difficult. This voice is your best tool in the boardroom. And talking about the boardroom is very important, because if you have not hit the boardroom, then you haven't yet probably achieved to that level. Once you find a voice, hone it and practice. That is what I have done. And that is what I would like to urge the women here to do. Let us go out there in the boardroom. Do not arrive in the boardroom smart, but arrive smart with the brains. Discuss so that everybody looking at you in the boardroom does not think you came there on the merit. Because these days we had the notion to say that we have to have women represented. Let that not be you. Go there to your own benefit and know I qualify to be here. I'm here because I can discuss, I can share ideas. And personally, that is what I have done. I have gone out there to put the culture barriers aside. And I have said, no one is going to determine my destiny. I'll determine my goals. So once I set out my goals, I say, what is it? I live by grow. I look at the goals, I look at the reality, I look at the opportunities, and I look at the way forward. I have ably done this and balanced what I have to do. Women are expected to be homemakers. Many of us are homemakers, we are employers, and many are employees. We are board members, and as board members, we are expected to discuss, present ideas, even much more than the men. A woman, if you don't come up with so many ideas, you'll be criticized, whereas a man can easily come in, just say a point or two and walk out. Be that woman out there that goes in the boardroom. When you have read the board pack, reading a board pack gives you the visibility of how you can be able to resonate with what the organization is going through. This opens your mind, and so you'll get the respect as a leader to know that you have achieved in this area. Women in society have so many roles to play. They are the ones who take the children to hospital when they're sick. Nobody, the people at home will not call the husband to come and take the children to hospital when they're sick. They'll naturally call the wife or the mother to tell them the child is sick, they need to go to hospital. So they expect you as a mother to leave your work, to leave the board where you are meeting, to come and take the child. We need to break these thoughts. This cultural aspect that it's a woman to take the child to a hospital needs to go down the drain. Let the man also go and look after the children, because we are all on the same level now. We are at the same level. Different cultures expect different things. In the African culture, we have grown up being told that a woman shouldn't speak up. Girls are always beaten when they answer back. This has ceased for this generation. I talk to my children and they answer back. What do I do as a leader? I have to give them my stand, and they know they have to follow because I'm the leader. So society expects us to act in different ways, and even the way we raise the children matters. If you raise your children telling them they have to be in the kitchen, a girl will naturally grow up looking at the kitchen. It's a pity I don't have girls, but I know my boys will marry and they'll bring me the girls. I will expect them to go out there to work. I will not expect them to kneel before me. Our cultures mind that people kneel before us. Why? This does not add any value. Somebody will kneel when they don't mean it. Let them do things that give them that ability and visibility to do what is right and what they feel at heart. European culture tells us when you go out for an interview, look at the interviewers right in the face. But African culture tells us you have to look down, you can't look straight up to them because you are judged differently. And once a woman looks at the people straight in the face, they say, no, this woman cannot be respected. We are expected to be shy. Why? If you're shy, when are you ever going to go out there to be able to understand what other people are discussing? Go out there, do not be shy. Go out there and network so that you can show up not as a smart person, not as a very beautiful person, but show up with beauty and brains. We call it the double B. Go out there, beauty and brains. People will respect you for what you are. First of all, they will appreciate you for what you are. And once you open the discussion, they'll say, yes, that is the person, because you're discussing ideas that are going to add a lot of value to that organization where you're a board member, or to even that company and the employees that you are leading. Sympathy vote. Many women are thought to go on the boards because of a sympathy vote. Let us not go out there with a sympathy of the so many people. Let us be credible. Let us know, because of our skills, we are where we are. I'll give an example. I am the district governor nominee. And it is probably a coveted job not a job incidentally. It is that service that you give out. But I dared, and I said I will go out there. I said, if I do not dare to apply for this job, then men are going to apply. And even those ones who do not have the credentials that I do have will apply. And that is why you find men will apply for a job. if they have 50% of the qualifications, but a woman with 90, 80% will say, no, it is not me. I'm not ready for this. Women, do not shy. Go out there. Even if you have 50%, apply and you tussle it out at the interview panel. Personally, I do not think of failing. I know it is about winning. Go, present yourself. Show up there. It is like a first-time driver. You are driving a car, but because you fear this one, it's a Monday morning. You have gone out there. You are driving. You know you're a learner. Come out with confidence. Nobody will judge you unless you show that you're incompetent. Do not show your incompetence to anyone. Let them know you are competent. Drive the car, look straight at the front, and everybody will say, yes, this person knows. Even when they try to come in front of you, do not think you have feared. Bravely go out there, and everybody will respect you for what you are. In many organizations, we pay it forward. I'm a Vital Voices Fellow, and I know many of my friends are in that Lead for Girls. I know we have to pay it forward. And when we are trained and mentored, we are told to pay it forward. So in my role, in whatever I do, I make sure I pay it forward. If I have to go up the lift, I make sure I do not hold it up there. I send it down so that it can fetch more women to come and join me where I am. And in my role as district governor nominee, I have said I will enable as many women as possible to get to that level because we are able and we give so much more. I'm telling you, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll be on the phone preparing, I'll be on the phone cooking, I'll be on the phone doing so many things. All this because I know I have to meet my targets. I'm a co-founder. And I'm happy to note that my co-founder, who is Rachel Dumba, a natural professional, is here on call with me. We wake up in the morning. We have a call in the morning, 6:30. She's on the road going to work. We have a call and we strategize. How are we going to achieve? And in our organization, which is Greenlight Investments, we look at paying it forward to the girls. These are young girls that we employ. We employ 80% girls because we know a girl is going to change the narrative. Girls are out there to create communities, villages. Girls have the responsibility of looking after their parents, looking after their siblings. They'll make sure their siblings are going to school. And as we are doing our business, we say, let us focus on the woman, because a woman will make sure the children are going to school, the children are being educated. And once you educate your children, you're going to change the narrative. You're going to break the poverty cycle. And that is what we look at. And as women, we do that for ourselves. That is all that I can share in my role as a leader. That is what I do in a perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yes.
Grace.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. We need to have you on a webinar by yourself, but tonight allow us to also move on because everyone is here. Judith, are you ready now? Can you hear me? Judith, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, finally, we get some sound from you. You can hear me?
Finally.
Okay. All right, maybe you can quickly introduce yourself and then we'll go to Jennifer. Just an introduction quickly.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. I'm Judith. I'm Judith Charles. Yeah. I'm the founder and chairperson of Women HRers Association of Tanzania.
All right, I think we have some network issues there. But yes, we've had you're the chairperson of the Women Association of Uganda. But at this point in time, allow us to move on to Jennifer. Jennifer, we've had Christine on all the things that we need to do. But we have this thing that is always holding us back, this thing that makes us feel like we are being favored by sitting on the table, this thing that makes us not apply for those jobs. This thing that makes us want to, we just see Christine and we are like, my God, you're so bold. How do you even put your hand up? How do you like raise your hand? How do you even, what do you find things to say? You know, Christine, in Kenya, we normally say, sina maoni. Sina maoni means I don't have an opinion. That is what we are told that we do in the boardroom. Like, sina maoni, you know, when you're in a meeting and you have nothing to say, you just say, sina maoni, I don't have an opinion. So that is the word that we know, or rather the slang that we normally pass around when you're in the boardroom and you have nothing to say. So, Jennifer, there's this thing called imposter syndrome. You are a life coach, you are a legacy coach. For me to be able to leave a legacy, for me to be able to live my life in full, there's that for lack of a better word, let me call it demon, called imposter syndrome. How on earth do we deal with that? How do we deal with that so that we can get to where Christine is talking about? How do we manage to just trust our 50%? Because this is imposter syndrome is quite something. And Catherine Sidandi is doing an excellent job of interpreting what that is. Thank you very much, our sign language interpreter, for a good job. Jennifer, tell us, how do we overcome imposter syndrome? Jennifer, you're on mute.
My apologies. I had muted myself so that I don't cause any. First, allow me to congratulate you, Grace, for such a beautiful forum, and well done. I've actually seen even on the comments someone from USA, and I'm thinking, wow, you are global on this forum. And Christine, thank you very much for that, those comments, and really climbing the ladder to the highest level. I would say that, you know, I am a phenomenal woman. I'm an amazing woman. I love being a woman. I'd not exchange it for anything to be a man. I love being a mother and all those things. But it's not always an easy journey because of the patriarchal society that we have in Africa, and in particular, our level of upbringing. And so we've been raised as women, you know, to stay in a certain place to do certain things. And at the end of the day, Grace, as you talk about the imposter syndrome, allow me to let you know that the imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where individuals doubt their abilities. So you doubt your abilities, you have a persistent fear of being exposed. You know, I'm a fraud, I'm not good enough, I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I don't have it. And that is something that women experience. According to research, they suggest about 80% of women have this imposter syndrome. Now, the thing about the imposter syndrome is that the name would just make you wonder, okay, what is all this animal? But I'll tell you this, it is a simple matter. Are you feeling stuck? Are you second guessing yourself? Do you feel paralyzed, confused? Where are you at? You are smart and you're good. I've interacted with many women doctors and engineers, and the really smart ones are the ones that have the biggest imposter syndrome. Now, can you imagine that out of 10 people, 8 struggle in one way or another, where 2 are? Now, it all comes from 3 things. Number 1, your childhood upbringing, all right? Number 2, your relationship attachment style, in terms of, do you have a secure attachment style, or do you have an anxious avoidant style? Do you have an anxious, preoccupied style? Now, if you do not have a secure attachment style, as any young woman would be struggling, you're struggling with self-esteem and you're struggling with self-doubt and many others. I remember a time in my life when a mentor of mine and a dear friend asked me a simple question. Jenny, why do you put your lamp under the table? Why do you put your lamp under the table? I put my lamp under the table, and that was true because I was socialized that if you bling your giftings and if you put them on the table, you will be seen as bragging. And so that is one thing that people fear, and then you get into that situation. Now, imposter syndrome is not an East African thing, it's a global thing, and people struggle with it far and wide. So now, what is it that you need to know? You need to know what's holding you back, all right? How can you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to go? It is just building more levels of confidence. And the only way to do that is you need a coach, you need a mentor, you need mirror conversations, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of us all. You need to tell yourself, I am so good and bad. You need to tell yourself you can do it. Now, let me tell you this. We live in a world that is male dominated in terms of the workplace. The truth of the matter, men are not complementary. I need a man on this forum to say kudos. Men are not complementary. Men are extremely competitive. And because they are extremely competitive, even as has been said, they will apply for a job when they have only 40%, 50% of what they really need. But a woman will second guess herself. She will feel paralyzed because she needs 120% to feel that she deserves. And I'll tell you this, it's not just at the workplace. We beg for love, we pay for love, we suck up, we bootlick. Why? Because we want to be given a position where we are adored, appreciated, and loved. Now, the imposter syndrome in you doesn't help when you have a boss who's a gaslighter and a boss who will never say you've done a good job. Now, when you're experiencing the imposter syndrome, one of the things you desire and crave for is appreciation, affirmation, acceptance. And when that doesn't come and you turn in your project and you're told, well, I think you could have done a better job than this, or you are late, or can you just have a look at it again and let's discuss it tomorrow? I don't think you are ready to submit this. Now, that makes you hit rock bottom because the imposter syndrome then begins to speak to you. It's called the inner critic, and the inner critic begins to tell you, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not intelligent enough. Allow me to tell you this. I've written some books. And when I wrote my books, Marriage Built to Last, that was the first book I wrote, Marriage Built to Last. It took me 7 years to do this. I had written it all in 1 year and I was ready. But when I got a critique from my publisher, I just packed it. I felt useless and good for nothing. It took me 3 years to pick up the project. Now, what took me so long? Because I didn't have a cheerleader to let me know that, Jenny, critique is okay. Feedback is fine, all right? I usually say that feedback is the breakfast for champions because without feedback, you cannot grow. But when we are experiencing an imposter syndrome, feedback is so destructive for us because we feel useless and good for nothing. Now, if you want to have an impact on your career, you've got to embrace feedback. If you want to go anywhere, you've got to embrace feedback. I've climbed on my corporate journey. I was in lower management, middle management, senior management. I have served at board level. I have even served as a chairman of the board in a public listed company and in a corporation. And I will tell you, it's no small matter getting there. It took me 3 years to accept to even vie for the chairman position because, I mean, who am I? How can I serve? And when I did, the men said, we cannot be led by a woman because by then I was the only woman in the board and I made a decision. I am going to do this. I made that decision because of the people around me. They said, Jenny, apply for this. All right, get in, be elected. If you fail, you'll say you tried. I was scared to death. I had many lunches of, can you just leave this alone? This doesn't belong to you. But I want to tell you, I got the seat with a majority vote. Why was I refusing? Fear of failure. Are you fearing failure? Are you fearing? Then what happens is that your default mode is perfectionism. And when you are seeking perfectionism, that is what imposter syndrome feeds on. Oh my goodness, imposter syndrome feeds on perfectionism. I hear people say, I'm a perfectionist, you know, I like things done in a perfect way. That's a weakness, beloved. You need to embrace progress and not perfectionism, because you will be stuck, you will experience paralysis, you will have self-doubt and self-sabotage, you will achieve nothing because of your self-sabotage. Why is it if you are here and you are in the banking industry, you are lending your boyfriend money, your husband money with no accountability and all that? Why? Because you are afraid of being left. You are fearful. You want to show that you are a good person, and so you give without accountability. And then at the end of the day, the money is lost, you never see the asset, and you hit rock bottom. What is it? It's a form of imposter syndrome that feeds by affirmation, appreciation, and adoration. And so what do you need to do? You need to look at yourself in the mirror and really have self-talk. You need to seek support from a coach, from a mentor, from a peer, from somebody who can actually have a conversation with you that speaks to you directly. You need to normalize that situation and say, you know what, I may not be coping very well. I am actually struggling in this area. And when the struggle becomes too much, it can escalate to a dysfunction in terms of a personality disorder. Listen to me, girl, and the gentleman that is on this forum. You need to build a support network. You must have a support network, because social engagement is a very important thing, so that you can continue to be challenged by your peers, by your mentors, and then you can begin to grow, become the best version of yourself, because you deserve it. As I said earlier, I believe that every individual needs to live purposefully, love passionately whatever they do and who they interact with, and thrive unapologetically. And listen to me, and listen to me good. If you are in an environment that is toxic, that brings you down every single day, you need to get out of that environment. You need to have a conversation with somebody within that environment. You need to know that you have the right to exist in a healthy environment where you set healthy boundaries. You have the right, beloved, to seek and demand for what it is that you deserve. But how can you seek and demand for what you do not even know? So the question is, what do you want? Over to you, Grace.
What? Hey. Yes.
What do you want?
The one I remind myself every day that everyone is complaining that I'm shining too much, and I remind them I am thriving unapologetically. Excuse me, people. Right. And Christine, I know there's a question for you, because I know you were supposed to tackle the stereotypes. There's also a question on who's going to pay the bills. But before we come back to you, Christine, there's a question to Judith. Judith, you're in HR. What are some of the issues that we're experiencing in the corporate world? Like, what are those things, not the usual things that we know? Like, those things that Chinyamaji, those things under wraps. I know Jocelyn speaks French and Christine speaks English, but we shall cook all of them together. So what are those things? Maybe you can turn off your video and speak to save on the bandwidth.
Grace, Oh
Yes, I
yeah,
can hear you.
yeah, that's better. Grace, I'll go straight, yeah, I'll go straight to the issue that women face, basing on the first question that you asked. Who is the first speaker? Though I wasn't here, I couldn't hear the but just go back to this was discussed there. The challenge that women face in East Africa and how that transfer in the corporate world. Um, Women in East Africa, or maybe in Africa in general, are faced with a lot, which makes us to fall behind in our career growth. And that has been an issue over time, and it's about time we discuss those things and see how we can get from there. And I love what Jennifer has been speaking. No matter what is going on, at the end of the day, we need to just stand up and deal. We can't just cry and cry and cry every day, but that doesn't mean that there are not issues that we are facing, and those things will be seen in so many ways. For example, there's an issue of gender gap pay, where if you're at home taking care of the babies and having babies, taking care of the family, definitely you won't progress in your career. There are things that will make you lag behind. Um, Even in trade, you can lack even important skill that can take you far in your career, just because you're a woman and the society expects you to be on a different to be a woman in general. So those are the kind of things. Plus career growth, you can even miss out on the promotions just because you are not having maybe the right skills at some point, because there's this issue that when you start on the same line with a man, you can do a little research. You'll see if a woman and a man, they have just started on a clean slate. Give it 2 to 3 years to 5 years. You'll see this man advanced a lot, career-wise, even and practice and everything, just because they have it all clean on the corporate side. But a woman, a lot is expected of her. And you can even see from the way it affects even their performance at work, and that makes a woman lag behind in their career. But I'll go back to Jennifer. That doesn't mean that we should just sit there and take these as our reasons not to progress. We should always find ways to go forward, no matter what. That's what I can say.
All right. Thank you very much for that contribution.
Totally agree that even as you say, we should always keep moving. I am reminded of a quote that if you can fly, fly. If you can walk, if you can run, run. If you can walk, walk. And if you can only crawl, crawl. But by all means, keep moving. It doesn't matter where you are at. Just keep moving. You will finally get to your destination. The question is, where are you going? How can I help you? Who will hold your hand? Can you turn your inner critic to become your inner cheerleader? Over to you, Grace.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Christine, that question on stereotypes and everything, if you look at the Q&A, the Q&A, so your question was supposed to be, it was supposed to be, how do you challenge stereotypes and biases that hinder women's career advancement? Allow me to tie that up with what is happening on the Q&A, because the first question is, how does provision work at home? As a woman coming now that we are equal. So do we do 50%? Who is paying rent and who is paying school fees? Then there's still on the same line, there's somebody, I do not understand the one on computing position, but there's a question on culture. Culturally, especially here in Africa, women are supposed to be submissive to men. Otherwise, the marriage will not survive the 4th anniversary. Christine, please enlighten me. How do you go around this? I think those two are kind of intertwined in terms of stereotypes. So tell us, how do we overcome stereotypes? And it's good to see you, Brian, here. Yes, Christine has said people don't have to kneel. So I have your wife's number. I will give her the tips. But that's just
Wonderful.
joking. Yes, Christine, go ahead.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace. Stereotypes and the culture. First, we need to know, what are the stereotypes? Women have so many hindrances. Have they been identified? Some people just operate. You don't know if it is a myth, if it is what, those things. Most of these things whereby they say work-life balance, this does not exist anymore. It is work-life integration. How do you integrate work in your crazy life? We all have crazy lives. Yesterday, I'll just throw something. Yesterday, I woke up in the morning. I left home at about 6:10 a.m. It is very unusual for me, but because I was beginning out. And last week, I was in Nairobi, of course, chasing business. And you wonder, I came home. I sat at my table. I was chairing a board committee. And when you're chairing one of these things, because I wasn't so conversant with risk and compliance, I make sure I read the board pack. I individually read the board pack and take the initiative to know what is happening, call on different CEOs, what is happening in the market, so that I do not go and appear with BB, but, you go appear B, one B minus the other B. So with that alone, you have those questions to ask. You have those additions to make to add value. So going back to the stereotypes, they will say women are lazy. We are not lazy. We are not lazy. We're extremely hardworking. It's the only problem is we cannot quantify our work. A man will wake up in the morning, go to work, food will be served to him. He will know. You as an individual, a woman, will also need to drive your car. But before you go out of your home, you have to make sure, what are they going to cook? What is on the menu today for lunch and for dinner? If you have children, young children, are they ready to go to school? Nobody is paying for that, and nobody is quantifying that. Meanwhile, it is taking up a bit of your brain, a bit of your time. Everything that takes up your time takes up something that you should have utilized for the next, probably work. If I were given an opportunity to sit in an office, just wake up in the morning, my clothes are ironed, the wife has already put there, or probably the house help has put there the shoes for me, the tie is ready and everything, I'll deliver, I think 150%. Many men receive that king treatment and deliver 80%. As a woman, if you give me that, I'll deliver 150%. So clearly, we know we are not lazy. We're extremely hardworking, extremely focused. But because we are divided in the family, divided in work, family, not only family, but the health of the family, the children, the house help at home. If house help is not available, it is you to stay a little bit longer to make sure everything is coordinated before you lock the house and go to do the work that your boss expects you to deliver. So most of these things, the stereotype that says women are lazy, we are not lazy. We deliver so much. And quantifying this, the man would say, if you gave him an opportunity to do what you are doing, he would want to go back and then provide for you over and above what he has been providing. That is one. Then they will also say a stereotype, pregnancy. Once a woman is pregnant, many people think she's going to be lazy and just sit back. I'll tell you, while I was pregnant, I think I worked the hardest because you think and you clearly know, people look at you and feel sorry for you. People should not feel sorry for us that we are pregnant. We can deliver. It is just that extension of your belly, but nothing much, nothing that hinders your brain to deliver. So we are not lazy because we are pregnant. So we need to get those promotions even when we are in the childbearing ages. These promotions are hindered because they say, no, she's still giving birth. She's still doing this. No, consider us. We're going to be out for just about 3 months and we'll go back to deliver. If we have the necessary help that the men will have to look after the children, then we're going to deliver up and above. Women are considered to be off work because they're looking after their children. They are doing this because it is that instinct. But given an opportunity that they have the necessary help at home, they will not be away from work. Let a man do this. So these stereotypes we should do away with. The other stereotype that women fight each other. We do not fight each other. Incidentally, we complement each other. Many women fear. Once you have probably 4 people together, senior management team, escort team in bags, they say, no, these ones will not work together. They'll be fighting. Incidentally, I found men fighting much more than the women fight. Because women know they're expected to fight. They do not fight. They complement each other because once one goes up, they'll make sure they carry the other one forward. They pay it forward. And in all that we do as women, we need to make sure we carry along those women who will support us. Because as you fall from up there, these are the people who are going to provide the cushion for you to land on. If you have treated them well, they'll receive you well. If you have handled them badly, they will not be there to receive you. So women are perceived to fight each other. We do not fight each other. So that myth is not there. That is a stereotype. Women do not empower. The other one is that women do not empower and support others. I have live examples where women have empowered others. My chair in the Jubilee board, Barbara, has empowered me so much. Even when I say that I will not do this, I'm probably not the best to do this. She tells me, Christine, you will deliver. And because of that, I'm a person who does not like audit so much. Neither do I like risk and compliance. I'd be better giving me something in HR, probably investment and marketing. But I wasn't given these committees because I needed to prove myself. I needed to challenge myself to deliver. So she has given me 2 committees to chair, critical committees, which is business risk and compliance. I'm the chair of that committee. I'm the chair of the board audit committee. Because of this, I make sure I read, I prepare, and I understand. And I make sure I empower the ladies working in Jubilee who are into this line. So that stereotype that women do not empower and support, we do empower and support each other. And so we need to go on saying we can be able to do it. If a crown fails, women, we need to work together as queens. But if you see your friend's crown falling, pick it up, straighten it, and do not shout about it. Just enjoy it and know that you can correct somebody where they have gone wrong. So the stereotypes that we're going to talk about, your negatives, will not be there. And like I said, women pay it forward. I have been mentored. I have with me women that I mentor, women who look up to me, and I give my time so that I can be able to mentor them, to become the person that I am, to reach those areas. I know I have been able to get onto different boards because I am present. And I want more women to be present. I encourage women to study. I encourage women to read. And the thoughts that women keep thinking, I'm not enough, I'm not enough. We are more than enough. Women, go out there. You know you are more than enough. You know you can be able to do something, and you can do it better than a man. And have gratitude. You cannot deliver it. Probably like Grace, like Jennifer can do it, but everybody can deliver in their own space. Let us create our own spaces. With these spaces, we know we can be able to, we can raise many more people coming into this because it is not that one size fits all. We can all deliver in our various dockets. I'm a corporate governance expert, but given something in HR, now I will know this is how I need to treat the people. So I think for me, that covers the stereotypes and how we can be able to play down and for all of us to win. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you so much for that input, Jennifer. Because I saw somebody talking about how do you correct like how do you correct a woman, a junior? Anyway, I'll look for that question. But the HR is in the room. Jocelyn, there's a question on the Q&A that says, how do we give women a chance to showcase their abilities while still embracing their contribution outside office and support them to do better, to be better colleagues, mothers, and wives? Maybe as you think about that, because that's a question we are coming to. Jennifer, there's a question like 4 people have asked, how do I discover my purpose? So maybe you can go there as Jocelyn is thinking about how then do women, or how can we give women a chance to showcase their abilities while still embracing contribution outside their office? That's going to Jocelyn. And as Jocelyn thinks about that answer, allow me to also allocate a question to Judith. Judith, where's that question? How do you know when a situation is toxic or it's just the imposter syndrome? How do you know that the situation is toxic or if it's just the imposter syndrome? Judith, you can take that. But for now, Jennifer, 4 people have asked, oh yeah, and there's also on the chat people asking for your contacts. But before we get there, how do we discover our purpose?
How do you discover your purpose? That is a real, it's nothing we can be able to do in 5 minutes. But I will tell you this, what do you know that you do well at? What do other people tell you that you do good at? What do you do without effort? What would you do if you were not paid for it? Those are some of the questions that you need to simply ask yourself. What is it that I do so well at? I never knew that I had a gift in terms of speaking. I never knew that I had a gift in terms of inspiring and motivating others. But when I did, I was always told, oh my God, you do such a good job. Until I sharpened my skills, I went for training and courses and became a professional speaker. And so what are you told you are good at? And now that thing that you're told you are good at is the one thing that you should begin to explore and expand your mind in the knowledge of how would you want to continue to expand yourself in this situation. I think for me, that would be one of the things that I would say that you need to be able to look at in terms of how to expand your knowledge in that gift and talent that is within you, because where your talent is, your passion is, and your purpose is, all right? And so sometimes it takes a while to discover your purpose. Design your life is something that we do. Inspire Her for Success is something that we do as we explore and explode in terms of helping individuals bridge the gap between where they are to where they want to go. In that journey, purpose and passion is one of the topics that we address. I will put the numbers on the screen where you can be able to call. But in the meantime, I will tell you, it took me a while to really discover what my passion and my purpose is. And when I got into my purpose, oh my God, I live in my element. I love what I do. I will do it in my sleep. Even now, Grace, if you told me, let's go to Windsor now and start the session for International Women's Day, you'll find me there before you, because it is the driving force. It just drives it. So question is, why are you here? What causes you to feel excited? How do you serve others? What they say that you do good at? Begin to ask yourself those questions, and you can reach out for an assessment here and there, and just to be able to discover what is your purpose.
All right, thank you for that. Jocelyn, and as Jocelyn and Judith answers, Christine, you can think about how do you build a personal brand as a woman? Jocelyn, please go.
Okay, thank you, Grace. I was about to respond that question of how can you give a woman a chance to showcase their abilities while they are still embracing their contribution outside offices, of course, to support them on social lives. So my first insight here, first of all, we employers, all the supervisors, you have to always to be appreciated. So when you appreciate the women at work, indeed, they will showcase, they will be motivated to showcase what they are capable of. And also attending there's audiences to see, to be educated in different items, in different aspects. It gives you the ability to showcase at your workplaces. Remember, I always motivate people to read books. When you read books, it always gives you insight of how you can be able to showcase at work, and also be able to balance how to interact with people outside. So always cultivate yourself, try to be the best of you, try to improve. The yesterday of you should not be the today of you. So that means you have to always improve in every circumstances. That's what I can advise a woman at work. Be confident in what you do, be prepared, be smart. Go in a room, as Christine or Jennifer was saying, go in a room full of people with brain. When you go with a brain, of course you will showcase, the promotions will come after you. And then of course you know how to balance that work-life balance, and you know how to entertain your society, your neighbors, your husband, kids, even colleagues. So always cultivate yourself, try to be the best version of yourself every day. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Jocelyn. And to you, Judith.
Grace and the women and men in this room.
Just turn off your video.
Or just so that I can get a better bandwidth.
Yeah.
We have to just an syndrome. We check the signs. What are the signs that are there at your workplace? So that you are sure that it's not your emotions, because sometimes it can be emotional too, and then misjudge the situation. So you should always be on the lookout whether there is any kind of mistreatment at work, disrespect or mistrust, or sometimes just discrimination or harassment. If those things are not there, then be sure that you're just dealing with the imposter syndrome. You have to check yourself. You have to be real when you're looking at this situation without involving the emotions. Because at the end of the day, if you are judging things according to emotion, then you'll be the one who is losing. So women should always see. And if there's any signs of discrimination or mistrust or harassment, then you are actually have to find a solution for that. Otherwise, it's just being you. That's what I can say. Look out for the signs that they show whether it is you with the problem or the place is toxic. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. My favorite quote is normally competence powers confidence. If you ever feel like you're not confident, make sure that you get so informed that you don't question yourself any longer, but you now become the knight in shining armor. You become that person. Christine on personal brand, and then we'll come to Jennifer on how do we get men as allies, because the men on this call might just kill us if we just focus on women. But Christine, how do we do personal branding?
Thank you very much, Grace. Building a personal brand, it takes a lot of purpose. and determination to do this. You cannot achieve that brand if you're not persistent and consistent in doing the right thing. First, you need to identify what you want. What do I want as an individual? And I'll give a real life example. I'm a banker by profession. I had done a number of years, 8 years in Standard Chartered Bank. I felt there's another way that somebody could be able to break through. Yes, we were offering customers different products, but running after those customers for them to bank with us. And I said, I need to be that customer who is sought after by the bankers. I purposed myself to go out there because I said I have to be that person who has that money that they'll be calling me and to bank with them. Change of bank. I did not change career because the goal was to get to be an entrepreneur. I decided to go to a bank where I believed I could exercise my ability to think differently, to understand the way those entrepreneurs understood their businesses. So I moved from Standard Chartered and I went to DFCU. I remember Harriet, who is our HR, and I'm happy she's on call this evening. She asked me, Christine, why are you going to DFCU? The systems are in place for Standard Chartered. I said, Harriet, let me go. I will try and then I'll make it happen. And I was happy. I was given the role as head of retail banking. And retail banking gave me the opportunity to understand what happens in the branches, understanding how people do their work. In Standard Chartered, I had never gone down in the central business district of Chikubo. People who are not here, Chikubo is that busy area where everybody's struggling. Traders are bringing in their commodities. They are trading and they're making money. They're making money that you as a banker would sit and wait for. Probably your salary would be attained in a day, something like that. I said, no, I have to be like those ones. So I went out there, joined the FCU Bank, retail banking, gave me exposure to how these people do their work. I understood. That took me to the other step of positioning myself. I realized I needed to be an entrepreneur. So I positioned myself to be an entrepreneur by joining a bank that was perceived as a local bank, but a bank that did not have policies that I was going to customize to suit Uganda. Because in Standard Chartered, our policies came from group and would customize based on this. In DFCU, we were writing the policies, we were writing the products. I had an opportunity of writing the business growth loan product. It was an offering for those people who did not have collateral, who were not banked, who did not have the financial literacy that we're talking about. So many things were lacking in this. So I gave them an opportunity because I had a purpose. I wanted to become that entrepreneur. It took me to the next step, aligning myself to be able to deliver this. I said, how do I understand these people? And how can I come up with a product that suits them? I went out. I used to train women for investment groups. That is when investment clubs hit and then everybody had to understand. But my ultimate goal was becoming an entrepreneur. So I wrote that product paper, got the opportunity of interacting. I said, these will be my customers. Women who were financially not included. I said, I'll have to create the financial inclusion. So that was the purpose. I aligned myself and so I identified where my customers would be. So I needed to protect these ones. I said, how do we come up together? We had an investment club and Rachel is there. Rachel, my partner, said, me and you will remain together. So we have gone out there. We have made a difference. We have created impact for these women. And the ultimate goal was becoming an entrepreneur, providing impact, and changing the lives for those people at the bottom of the socio-economic pyramid. And what I have said, I remain consistent. Remain consistent in terms of quality, in terms of promises, integrity, and whatever you call it. So that personal journey, how do I build a personal brand as a woman? As a woman, I have purpose to go out there and say, Christine, I've been known for quality. Whenever I show up, everybody will know Christine is coming with quality. And I do not promise anything less than quality in whatever I do. If I do not achieve that, then probably I'll fall somewhere. But I say, and my famous quote is, I aim for the moon. If I don't reach the moon, I'll fall within the stars. So that is how I have built my brand. Everybody will know consistency, perseverance, quality, integrity is what you know about me. And I believe I'm right about that. So Grace, that's how I've managed in life. And that was my personal journey. In whatever I do, I begin with an end in mind. And in Rotary, if I know I want to vie for something, I purpose myself and position myself. I'll be present in the spaces to discuss how do you determine how you're going to deliver, how you're going to achieve a project that you are coming on, that you're coming with. So I position myself in that space so that I'm the person that is looked after, that is looked at to deliver that aspect. Thank you very much. I hope that clears a bit of how you can brand yourself. Thank you.
Absolutely. I like the part you say consistency and integrity and then quality. Those are some awesome nuggets. Now, Jennifer, I know we have like about 5 minutes, but if you can tell us, how can we make men allies? Because they are just saying here that we have just been talking about women. And there's somebody saying, just an observation and question. Why are women in the corporate organizations not getting married or turn out to be single mothers or getting divorced? Maybe you can combine those two because probably they are also interlinked. You're on mute, Jennifer.
First and foremost, allow me to let you know I love the men in my life. All right. While I said I love being a woman, I also know that I need these men around me because they are complementary. My world is full of men and they are my allies. One of the things that I have learned in my life is, Christine said really something very important, is you've got to be intentional. And you will not go very far if you're not intentional. Now, one of the things is that you need to leverage the influence of respected leaders. So wherever you are in the community, whether at the leadership space, you need to have at least 3 men that will speak for you. So what does that mean? Now, you need to forget your sexuality and you need to see yourself not just as a woman, but you need to see yourself as an individual who deserves to be in that space. I've met women that say, you know me, when I go to the board meeting, I wear my suit, I have to wear my dark trouser suit. Okay, let me tell you, a man does not appreciate another woman that looks like a man. Begin there. Now, for me, I'll wear my flower. I'll be at my best. What are you saying? I make them feel special, including my husband. I make them feel special. That is one of the ways that you will be able to have allies for you. You don't wait for when you need them. You begin to create the relationships. You don't need to go to the bar to create a relationship. Not at all. You just need to be authentic and you need to be purposeful and have relationships with the people. Oh, when I have a relationship, they always want sex from me. Of course, you're beautiful. If I can glare you, no problem. But if you say to me, look, I would love to just go beyond this, but I can't. I'm committed. So are you? Or I just want us to be really good professional friends. Many times the girls struggle. Oh, he's hitting on me, he's hitting on me. I don't mind you hitting on me. At least I know I am a woman, but I'll be able to let you know that one, we are not going that direction. Listen, don't try that again, all right? Now, what do you need to do? You need to have inclusive behavior, okay? You have a common purpose and a common goal. What is the common purpose and a common goal? I want to let you know, if you're afraid about maybe becoming too connected, bring in a second person and a third. Meet as a, 2, 3, 4 people when you want to speak. I'm reminded when I wanted to take the position of chair, I met each one of them. I said, support me. This is what I want, and for the following reasons. And this is what I'm going to achieve. And I think I have earned your respect to support me. I was supported 100%. Now, my husband, for you who are saying, I'm so done, listen to me. I choose to be the one that knows I have the influence, and we will do what I want, but I will not tell you, you will do as I want. I will influence you. I will tell you, I will allow you to take the credit. Why I have reached where I am today, I don't take credit. Even as a team level, I allow others to take the credit. You want an ally? Do the work. They take the credit. It doesn't matter. The truth of the matter is, everybody knows your capability. Now, you need to understand the gap that you want to bridge, all right? Who do you need in your life, all right? And who is going to enrich you and expand you? When a man believes in you, you have not shown your competitive edge. You should not compete with a man. You will be the loser. You need to complement. At least that's what I have learned. I'm a very good complimenter. I will compliment, but actually I'm building my power. By the time I build my power, oh my God, they lay a red carpet as I pass. Why? Because I earned it. So listen to me, girl, and listen to me good. Build the confidence around yourself. No, it is okay to be admired. A man has to admire a good thing, but remember, don't sexualize it at all. Keep your head up, and when you keep your head up, you will enrich the relationship. Don't meet in funny places. Meet with other people where you need to, meet at the office level, have a Java tea, discuss what it is that you want, and explain the role that you also want them to have in your life. If it is mentorship, they'll be happy to. Let me tell you, when a man knows that you have another man and another man looking out for you, my goodness, you are so powerful. Do you know what men admire? I want a man in this forum to say yes and hallelujah and amen. They admire a powerful woman. And a powerful woman doesn't come with blows and kicks. No, it's her humility, it's her intellect, and I think Grace said beauty and brains. Yes. So when you are in the midst of the men, are you just thinking about beauty and how you can attract them? Or are you thinking about the vision, the purpose, the direction, the strategy, what you want to achieve at a personal or professional level? I'll tell you this, and listen to me good. I don't pick up battles that I know I am going to lose. I do not pick up battles that I know I'm going to lose. I have to be very strategic. I need to let go what I need to let go. I will wait for the opportune time. I will educate myself. And even I say about education, you want to win an ally, you've got to be smart in terms of trade. You've got to be smart in terms of the conversation. You need to continually read. I've heard about reading. You want to, you will slay a man if you can talk his language, and he will be your ally. Finally, question is, who's your ally at home? Who's your ally in your community? Who's your ally at the work level? You need men and women of influence. If you don't have allies, and they need to be men and women of influence, I can tell you for free, you ain't going anywhere. I have attained the success that I have today because of men and women who have called me out and who have said, Jenny, you can do this, and I have climbed on their shoulders to go somewhere. Question is, what are you afraid of? Is it you are afraid of yourself because you'll be, falling over, thinking about what else you can get from this person? It's a mindset. Keep a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. It used to be that way before, but going on, you need to enrich and expand your networks. And finally, you need to learn the skill of negotiating. Negotiate for yourself. Talk to this person, even if they didn't want to give you an opportunity. When you negotiate, they say, wait a minute, that woman knows what she wants, and he will help you get it. Be very clear. Even at home, why don't you, Grace, the women say, oh, he never takes the children to the doctors. Oh, he's never available to help. Can you articulate very clearly what support you require? Because men don't read sign language. They don't understand it. You've got to be very clear about what it is. Now, are you chasing a career or are you chasing life? If you're chasing a career, I tell you, you dialed the wrong number. You are supposed to dial life. I want life. I need a family. I need leadership. I need community. I need me to be well. You need holistic approach. Careers are fantastic, but my goodness, if you just chase a career, you've lost out on the bigger side. So I'm not getting married because I'm chasing a career. And I want to agree that today, women are raised to become professionals. And as a result, nobody tells you, hey, hold on. You cannot go on now and do your doctorate. No, you now need to find me a man, and so that you can begin a family and you can then continue even when you have the family to do your doctorate or whatever it is that you want to do. I want to let you know we are here for a purpose, and it is good if you can be able to have a family, but it is not a must. It is a choice. But the question is, are you having life or just having a career? I prefer to have life so that I have life and have life in abundance. And so at the end of the day, the choice is in your hands. What do you choose? That there are no husbands? Oh my God, there are so many. Question is, write down 5 things of the person that you are looking for. Because even when you see them, when they see them, Grace, they don't recognize them because they have not done it. I just want to be loved. I want to be happy. Those are not enough. What else do you want? Write down 5 things of the person. And I'm out of here. I'm done. Let me tell you, I don't care what he decides in his life. I know who I am. I know where I'm going, and I know what I want. And so if I keep looking this way, that way, and seeing what is going wrong, I will lose my mind. I'm not ready to lose my mind because of a man. He can do what he wants, but I have a choice to live my life of abundance and a life of fulfillment because I have a choice. The word of God says to us, I know the plans I have for you, Jenny, plans for good, plans to prosper you, plans to prosper you. It doesn't talk about Bob Karina. It talks about me. I'm the extension of his grace. So listen to me. Don't just sit there and be miserable. Life is good. Live purposefully, love passionately, and thrive unapologetically. Mwah! You deserve it.
I thought you were about to start preaching, Jenny. Hey, hey. And I like what you said because that's the first thing Christine said. She said you own your own happiness. No one else can make you happy. You own your happiness. And I think
Absolutely.
that is what Yeah, you have also said. Now, in the interest of time, I know we can be here forever, and people are just asking for season 2. By the way, this is just a lay down of what is gonna be happening on Saturday. Please come on Saturday. This conversation is gonna be lit, I tell you. The speakers will be different, but we are gonna continue with this conversation. Of course, Jocelyn, when I come to Rwanda in about 2 weeks, I hope to meet you as well. And Judith, the next time I am in Tanzania, I will look for you for sure. I haven't been to Dar in a while, but Christine, I'm a frequent visitor of Kampala, so I'm sure we will meet at some point. But at this point in time, allow me to ask you guys to give your like one parting shot. You know that thing that you want people to be left to remember you with, or to just the challenge or your parting shot just to the ladies and the men who are here. I don't know who wants to go first. Anyone can go first.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. Going fast. Parting shots. What I'd like to encourage the men and the people on this call this evening to be authentic. Authenticity is very important. Being authentic helps you break the cultural barriers. You need to define your success story. Nobody's going to define it for you. And I think Jenny has been very clear. Nobody's going to define your success story. Be authentic, be humble, and throw out the imposter syndrome. With this, we shall break many more glass ceilings that have been put before us as women. And even men will follow us. So just watch the space for this. Just be authentic, be humble, imposter syndrome 0. And there we go. We are good to go. I would like to thank you so much for the opportunity, as I wish the women a happy Women's Week. And the men, please support the women, because we count on you. We need you. Without you, we cannot exist. So keep close to us during this weekend and the years ahead. Thank you, Grace, and thank you, members. Thank you.
So much, Christine. Thank you. And thank you, Herbert, for linking up with a powerful woman like Christine. I owe you that porridge that is sold in a can in Uganda is called what?
Bushera.
Hey, that one. I owe you that one, Herbert. Right. Who wants to go next? Jocelyn, Judith, Jennifer. Hey, you guys are Jay. Okay. I've just noticed. Yes, you can go, Judith. Unfortunately, you have to switch off your video.
Doing a big thing. So that just
Come again?
Okay. Big themselves and go there and do their thing. You don't. Hello, can you hear?
Hear you. Now we can hear you. Okay, I think we've lost Judith. Okay. Jocelyn, you can go.
Thank you so much for this evening. My last word to sum up, I just encourage everyone or someone here hearing us this evening to own her career in hand. Own your career, be the patron, be the boss of your life. Whatever you do, it's in your interest, full interest of yourself. So when you own your career, own your purpose of your life. Again, I may say also to have a vision. What is your vision of your life? What is your vision to your career? Define it, have it on your booklet, on your handbag. Say, I have this short purpose, short vision, medium and long term. So define your career, your vision, own your career in your hand, and the best will fall into a place in that perspective. So be yourself, be confident, and whatever you need, it will follow you. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Yes, Jennifer.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for the opportunity. I think what I will say to every man who is here is that you will be trying to understand the woman in your life or the colleagues in your office for a lifetime. So don't take it too seriously. We can be hormone driven and we could sometimes be petty because of our nature. All right. And so just know that beyond our intellect, we use too much of our emotion sometimes. I want to say to every woman here, pace yourself. Pace yourself. You are not on a race with anybody. Quit the competition. You are an individual and you need to pace yourself in terms of your race and you will get there. Don't try to be like somebody else. You are an original and everybody will love you for being your authentic self. And finally, don't sweat the small stuff. Bigger ones are on the way. So whatever you do, choose to see the best in every situation. And that give yourself some kudos every day, some gratitudes every day for what it is that you have been doing well. Once you do that, you will choose to have the anabolic energy, the fueling energy, as opposed to the catabolic energy that is destructive, so that you can begin to rise and become the best version of yourself. Make sure you touch the lives of other people as you grow, because that will lift you up to the next level. And with that, I wish you a happy International Women's Day, and make sure that you encourage another woman. Let them know what you learned from this forum, because knowledge acquired and not utilized is sterile. So if you don't tell anyone what you learned today, it shall evaporate. Bless you, and bye for now.
Thank you. I think we lost Judith. Harriet, you wanted to say something? Harriet Shikanga, your hand was up. Okay, I think we've lost her. All right, so ladies, you guys are amazing. Like, that was a powerful panel, and I'm so humbled and honored that you guys could spare almost 2 hours of your day to just spend it with the women in East Africa. Thank you. Congratulations, DG, in coming, and I hope to attend your, what do you call them? Your installation ceremony sometime in June or July. But congratulations on that achievement. Thank you, Jocelyn, for your time. Thank you really for preparing for this. Thank you even for saying yes. You said yes, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, because I've been really trying to get some speakers from Rwanda. And last time, I think the last 2 years, we just had Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. So thank you very much for being here. Jenny, it's always a pleasure to see you. It's always a pleasure to interact with you. And thank you very much also for sharing this nugget with us. Judith, asante sana. I know the network in Tanzania has been stressful, but we really appreciate for the input and also just agreeing to be here. We are really honored. For the ladies in Kenya, even if you're visiting, see you on Saturday at the Windsor Golf Hotel and Golf Club. As we celebrate the women, we are just going to have another conversation, and we are asking what's a woman's worth in a man's world? And that's part of the question where somebody was asking, why when a woman is in leadership, are they being told to style to lead like men? And we have our own leadership styles. We cannot be measured in the same way. But that's part of the conversations that we still shall be having on Saturday at the Windsor Golf Hotel and Golf Club. But in the meantime, allow us to end this. I know people are saying, please give us season 2. We are going to see about having a season 2. But for this tonight, Thank you so much. Please follow us on Instagram at Atara Solutions. Join our Facebook, like our Facebook page, Atara Solutions. This recording will actually be uploaded on our YouTube channel, which is Get It Right with Atara Solutions. This program is called Get It Right. And I saw people saying, tonight, Grace, you have gotten it right. So when I say the ladies, you got it right today. And thank you for helping us also get it right. So go keep getting it right in your areas of influence and keep influencing gracefully, and may God bless you abundantly. From us, it's good night.